Welcome back. Well, whether you're college bound for the first time or heading back for your senior year, identity theft can happen anywhere, even on campus. And here to offer us tips on how students can fight identity theft is Erin Dufner with the Better Business Bureau. How are you?
Good morning. See you. Good morning.
Thank you for being here. All right, so along with books, classes, getting their lockers ready, dorms ready, now students have to also think about identity theft, right?
Do have to think about identity theft. It should always be on our mind, and I know a lot of people talk about it. There's a lot of different ways to, keep everything secure, but especially with school on our minds, it's not necessarily top of mind. Identity theft continues to top the Federal Trade Commission's list of scams, and last year, people between the age of 20 and 29, there's about 60,000 complaints filed. So those are only the folks who are telling somebody. So it's likely that there are many, many more that are becoming victims to identity theft. And, really those identity thieves know that the younger you are, the more susceptible you are to being scammed.
I was going to ask, why is it that we're seeing a hike in those numbers in that particular age group?
Well, identity thieves know that there are a couple of things about younger folks. Number one, they generally have a minimal experience when it comes to credit, when it comes to just really anything financial. They've been living at home and may not have had a lot of money to kind of go through. Number two, they always have good credit, right? Yeah. They're just getting started. Their credit is pretty much wiped clean. And especially for the college age kids, they're getting their first credit card. They're starting their loans. They may be starting that adulthood and paying for things. So they're really those victims because it can be overwhelming. You open up you get that student loan, and all of a sudden the credit card offers come rushing in. So that's one of the things that you really have to be careful, certainly with your credit. But as the mail comes in, somebody can take that out and certainly open up credit under your name.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so you just have to watch for those things.
So, if I were a student, what would be the top, 3-5 things I should look out for?
Well, the first thing is when you're at school, a lot of these public Wi-Fi's are great because you don't have to use your phone. It doesn't use your minutes.
We were talking about this the other day.
Yeah, and just be careful because that public Wi-Fi, anybody can hack in. It's actually really easy. People can really show you how that happens. So when checking your bank accounts and logging into private information, just be sure you're using that some kind of a secure network. The other thing, don't leave your mail laying around, right? So if you're going to college, you're bringing your Social Security card, personal papers, either leave that at home if you can or get a P.O. box so that there's not mail with all of your information laying around. And the third thing is don't share personal information that you don't need to. Schools and colleges are getting much, much better about keeping all of your personal documents, Social Security numbers, that type of information locked up. And so that's the good news. A lot of professors no longer writing your Social Security numbers on your paper to keep track of you. It is really good. And so people are getting smarter and smarter, military, government, about providing that information to you in the mail. So those are really the things, and they're very easy to do, just things that you can do now, and hopefully it will help you not come into that problem. But the fourth thing is really check your credit once a year. Annualcreditreport.com. It's free. It is available to anybody. And for the parents out there, start checking your kids' credit report yearly as well, because they can be victims of identity theft, let's say when they're 12 years old, and may not know and for 5-10 years later when they start going to apply for their own credit. So we just have to keep our eyes on it.
A lot to cover and a lot to look out for. Thank you so much. We're running out of time, but it was a pleasure. Very good information, and you can always go to KVUE.com for more. Stay right